feel to win the club and area speech contest this year?
It feels great. I've been prepping my speech. I started working on it actually last summer. So summer of 2022 is when I started putting the bones together for this speech. And any time that I'm able to win a contest, whether it's club, area level, it feels great. And I'm excited to have one and looking forward to trying to continue that tradition in division and then districts.
Sounds good. That actually was part of my next question. How do you prepare for a speech contest?
So to quote Allen Iverson, practice, practice, practice. We're talking about practice, right? And so that's my thing is every single day I rehearse my speech probably anywhere from 2 to 5 times a day, literally. That's how many times I run over it. And so many times, I'll usually will record myself giving a speech, and then I will go back and listen to it and then decide, okay, I want to change something. And I walk every single day. And so I'm out for 4 or 5 miles a day when I'm walking. So when I'm walking, that gives me a chance to go over my speech and then like, oh, let me try this time. Let me take this out. Let me put this in. And I have the little stopwatch app on my phone. So I time myself and see like, oh, I'm way over, or I was only 6 minutes, 22 seconds. I need to expand it. So just a lot of rehearsing, a lot of practice, but that's how I prep myself every single day. No matter how many weeks are in between contests. If it's 8 weeks, I'm still rehearsing my speech every single day, 2 to 5 times for sure.
This is why you're winning.
I
So
hope.
why do you want to win the district contest?
So I have always been a competitive person. I like to compete for most of my life, sports related. And then I got into coaching with softball and some football leagues. And I like putting the best team out there possible. I like to compete and I like to win. And once I got into Toastmasters, it was the same type of thing when I heard about these contests. Matter of fact, a little funny story, the very first contest I was ever in, I didn't even know it was a contest. I was married at the time, and our club in the area we were hosting the area contest. So like 2 days before the contest, she was like, hey, do you mind giving a speech so we have somebody at the contest to represent us or at the area? And I said, sure. But I didn't even know it was a contest. So when she said represent us, I thought I knew there were going to be other clubs there, but I thought I was just representing our club, just literally just to represent, just like, hey, we're having somebody here from our club giving a speech. And there were like 4 other people that were there that were giving speeches. And so I gave my speech and the rest of them gave theirs. And then they were saying, 3rd place, 2nd place. And then when they announced 1st place, my name, I just sat there for a minute. I was like, literally like, what did I win? And, everybody in my club was like, get up there. I went up there and got my little trophy and everything. And so afterwards I was like asking my wife, I'm like, what was this about? What was this for? It's like, it was the area contest. And I'm like, oh, this was a contest? I didn't know about it. So that kind of is what started the whole thing. And then the more that that I was involved in Toastmasters and heard more about it. One year, the conference was in DC. So I went to it and it was a lot of fun. And I saw some great speakers. And I was like, I can do that. I want to do that. Boom. That started everything from there. So.
Wow. How many contests have you competed in?
I have competed in 26 contests. So when I say 26, I mean so I'm counting like club, area, division, district. So those are 4 contests right there, basically. And so I've done humorous contests and I've done the international contests. I've never done table topics or evaluation because I'm not that good. People who, I don't care what anybody says, for the international contest, people are like, oh, it's so hard, blah, blah, blah. You get months to prepare for the international contest. You can speak on what you want. No, it's not hard. What's hard is that you have to either do evaluation and listen to somebody and then write 5 minutes, come up with what you're going to say in 5 minutes, or a table topic. Someone has a question right there and you have 1.5 to 2 minutes to come up with an answer to something you just heard 5 seconds ago. No, those two are tough. International is a piece of cake compared to those.
I
So
see. I
that's
would think opposite. I would totally think that just maybe because of the time, like, cause you just got a little bit of time. If you lose, you lose. I feel like you have to prepare so much to win international.
well, you do have to prepare a lot to win international. There's no doubt about that. But yes, so you do have to do that. And I will admit, since I'm a competitive guy and I've always been into sports, and keeping records. So I do know that my record in speech contests and the 26 that I've been in, I've won 20 of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
20 wins, 6 losses. But it's the 6 losses that I remember, and that's what drives me to keep competing and keep doing this thing.
I love that. All right. So what would you say has been the greatest benefit you've gained from competing in speech contests?
I know it's going to sound weird, but honestly, losing. Losing has been the biggest thing for me, whether it was sports, playing, or coaching, and then also in these contests. Losing, because it lets me know, okay, what didn't I do well enough today? Did I not have my players in the right position? Did I not have good enough players on my team? Or for me, did I not prep well enough for my speech? Did I not prepare well enough? Did someone just outspeak me that day or whatever? Learning from those losses is probably the things that I've gained the most. And then also watching other people be able to craft their story. And I always tell people the thing that kind of motivated me the most was something called Grandpa and his hunting dog, Jethro. Now, that was a contest. I entered an international contest and I gave this great speech about time and making the best of your time in your life. And someone else, there was a couple other people that day, but this person who won gave a speech about his grandpa and his grandpa's hunting dog, Jethro. And I was like, what's inspirational about that? Are you kidding me? I lost to this guy. But when I asked other people about it, they were like, yes, you probably had the best speech. You were probably the best speaker. But he told a story. He told it really well, and it connected to people. Because when I thought international speech, inspirational, I was thinking Martin Luther King Jr., I Have a Dream speech, or John F. Kennedy's, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, or President Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. Big, bravado, inspirational speeches. Well, I found out that that's not what this is about. It's about who tells the best story and connects it to the audience on something personal. And the audience connected to Grandpa and his hunting dog, Jethro. Even though it was not an inspirational speech to me, he did tell a good story and it connected well to people. So that was something I was like, okay, I see how the game is played now. I gotta change things up. So it's a work in progress. I'm still going, but that's what I've been trying to do with it.
Yeah, people love their grandpa and people love their dog. So I can definitely see how.
Right. Absolutely.
All right. So what advice would you give to a new Toastmaster that was interested in competing in contests?
Well, now you have to have the first 2 levels of pathways completed. So new Toastmasters, get involved, start giving speeches. As I tell everybody who wants to join Patuxent Club, I'm VP of membership there. Toastmasters, whether it's Patuxent Club, Broadview, or whatever, is not a spectator sport. You need to get in, get involved, and get going. And yes, serving in different roles is good, and answering some table topics is good, but you're not going to get better unless you start giving speeches. So start giving speeches, do your icebreaker, go through whatever path that you're on, give those speeches, get in the game and play. That's the only way that you're going to get better. If you want to get better at Basketball, you start shooting free throws all the time. If you want to get better at football, you start getting in shape, running the football. If you want to get better at baseball, you start taking swings at the batting cage. So same thing in Toastmasters. If you want to compete in the contest, give your speeches, get involved, speak as much as you possibly can, take all the feedback that you can get from Toastmasters and from other people, and just start playing. So that's the only way that you're going to get better.
Definitely great advice. All right, last question. What is your favorite quote?
Well, there's a lot of them. I think it's a quote from my father. He said, "The easy is what we dream of. The hard is what defines us." The easy is what we dream of. The hard is what defines us. So in other words, we all kind of, dream of, the easy way of whether it's losing weight or getting better at giving speeches or going through life. We want things to be kind of easy. And all of us do in some way or another. We wish we had the easy road. That's just not how it works, right? And so the hard things that you go through in life, the hard work that you put in, that's what defines the person you are. How you rebound from that, how you work through that. Just 2 weeks ago tonight, my mom walked on to eternity, as we in the Lakota tradition say. And so these last 2 weeks, I've had to learn. It's been hard. It's been hard because I miss my mama. I wish I could go upstairs right now and see her in her chair. She's watching Chicago Hope or whatever it is that's on Wednesday nights that she liked. But that hard, the things in life that aren't easy, that cause grief, that cause things that make you work a little bit harder at, that's what defines you. That's what makes you the person that you are. Relationship strife, work strife, whatever it may be, the hard is what defines us and how you respond to that. I love that quote too from Dr. King when he says, if you can fly, fly. If you can run, run. If you can walk, walk. If you can crawl, crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. No matter how hard it may be, keep moving forward, because that is what defines us. So I think it would be that quote from my dad would be my favorite one.
Well, you are a great man. I truly admire you for pushing through, even with your recent loss. And I look forward to seeing you compete in division and district this year and taking it all the way home for Broadview Toastmasters.
Absolutely looking forward to that. And that reminds me, I have to go online because I have not started my application for my passport. I don't own a passport, and plan on if I'm blessed and well enough to win Division G and then win District 103 and get through those quarterfinals and go to what is it, the Bahamas? Is that where it is?
Yeah.
Bahamas. So I'm going to need a passport. I don't have one yet. So I need to get on there and start making that application so I can get there and try to bring it home. Represent Broadview Toastmasters 3303.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, I look forward to seeing more of you in the competition. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
Absolutely. I will, especially with this wine. Makes it fantastic.